Hi, this is Jermaine Wen with Guarantee Rate. Today I wanted to talk about the interest rate. What is the factor that for the interest go up and down, right? And generally speaking, the interest rate is affected by economy and is affected by stock. If the stock is good, and then like the consumer index is good and the economy is good, and then the stock goes up, and then the interest rate will go up as well, because the interest rate is affected by bonds. So if the bond want to attract people to buy bond, then they will increase the interest rate. Now, if the economy is not good, if it's a bad news, then the stocks are going to come down, then the interest rate will come down as well. So interest rate and the stock, generally speaking, is different direction. However, right now, like because the war happening and also because of the inflation, the stocks is not doing well, but the interest rate still goes up. Why? Because the Fed wants to control the inflation. So in order for them to slow down the economy a little bit, and then they will increase the interest rate as well to basically against the inflation. So so the interest rate is really indication of how's everything going and what's going on with the stock market. So how long should you lock interest rate? Generally speaking, if it's a purchase contract, normally it's 30 to 45 days, and the lender will lock for 30 or 45 days, depend on the contract date. So that's why it's important to get all the documents in to close a loan on time, because if you don't close a loan on time, let's say if you lock for 45 days and the rate expire, then the buyer has to pay penalty. And the penalty normally is decided by days. Like if it's, every company is a little bit different, and it could be like, extend for 1 day, it could extend for 10 days, so there's a penalty, right? So the longer you lock the interest rate, the more expensive it is. For example, if it's a new construction, not every company can lock for 1 year. And besides, with the supply demand issue of the material not coming on time, so a lot of new homes cannot be finished within the time frame. So then if you lock the rate too early, then sometimes the rate expire, then obviously the buyer has to pay for the extension. So locking interest rate is also very important. I would say, like, if the environment is stable, you might have time to wait for a few days. But if it's up and down, like when the economy is not stable and the environment is not stable, then I would suggest the buyer to lock the rate right away, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's not worth of gambling, because it's not really a whole difference. Like let's say you lock today versus you lock 2 weeks later, right? So anyway, this is some little tips and some suggestions. If you have questions, please give me a call, 702-876-8678. Thank you for watching.